Every good true crime story starts with a 911 call.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
I just had an accidental discharge.
What was that, ma'am?
Accidental discharge of a firearm.
Okay, ma'am, and what's going to be the address for this? And can you repeat it one more time?
Damn it! No! No, no, no!
Ma'am?
No! Oh, my God! No!
Ma'am, what happened?
Me and my girlfriend were cleaning my gun, and we were trading it back and forth, and I didn't know it was loaded, and I fucking shot her. No! I need an ambulance right now, please.
All right, ma'am, we're getting help on the way, okay?
Please, please. Oh, my God, no! No!
Ma'am, I need you to take a deep breath. We're getting help on the way.
I'm gonna... No, please! God damn it, I lost! No! 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 Oh, my God!
Ma'am, I need you to take a deep breath. We're getting help on the way, okay?
327 Southeast 32nd Ave, please. No, oh my God. I don't. No, God. Damn it.
We're already getting help on the way, ma'am.
No, my God. I'm sorry, babe. I love you. No. No, no, no. I need help right now.
We're already getting help on the way, ma'am.
I love you. God damn it, no.
Just bear with me
No.
1 second, okay? We're getting help on the way.
No.
All right. And, ma'am, how is she doing now? Is she breathing? Is she awake?
No, she needs medic. She's shot in the head. God damn it!
Ma'am, is she obviously deceased?
I don't want to say that. No, babe, no! I don't think she is. I can still feel a pulse. Hurry up!
All right.
I'll have that.
All right, ma'am. And where in the head was she shot? The front, the side, where?
Forehead. The front, the forehead. No! 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 Oh my God! No!
We're already getting help on the way, okay?
Oh. The door's unlocked. God damn it, no! I knew I should have been doing this. No! Oh my God, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, I need help.
We're already getting help on the way, ma'am. And how old is she?
She's 25. No,
right.
my God.
Ma'am, I need you to put the gun away and let me know when it's secure.
They're away. They're unloaded, they're away.
And as of right now, is she awake?
No, she's unconscious.
Is she
I
breathing?
need help right now. Please, I need help.
Ma'am, is she breathing?
No. I don't think so. I need help.
We're already getting help on the way, ma'am.
I need help right now. No. No. No, no, no. God damn it. No. 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 Tell them to come in. I'm good.
All right, ma'am.
I need help. I need medics right now. Sorry. Liberty, come here.
Ma'am, are you a deputy?
Liberty. I need help. Where's the gun? There's one in her lap and one there. We're good. I need medics right now. No! No! I knew we should have been fucking...
The call came in just before 11 p.m. on the night of September 19, 2024, from a suburban Ocala, Florida home. If you don't know about Ocala, it's in the center of the state. It's about an hour from Orlando, an hour from Gainesville, where the University of Florida is, and it's about an hour from Tampa, where I am. It's like smack dab in the middle of the state. It's actually pretty rural. It has kind of rolling hills, which is rare in Florida, and it's known for its equestrian training. There's a lot of horse training that goes on there. So in this case, when the 911 operator answered, the man on the line reported that there was an accidental discharge of a firearm on Southeast 32nd in a residential area within the city of Ocala. You kind of miss it at the first glance when you listen to the 911 call, but he repeats it and kind of clarifies it.
I just had an accidental discharge.
What was that, ma'am?
Accidental discharge of a firearm.
That clinical description quickly dissolved, though. On the other end of that phone was Leslie Dale Boileau. He was an 8-year veteran of the Marion County Sheriff's Office. And he told the operator that he and his girlfriend had been cleaning a gun. And in the process of explaining that, he confessed that he shot her. The operator attempted to confirm the details, but Boileau's panic was escalating. The victim in this was 25-year-old Polina Wright. She had been shot in the head, and she was unconscious and possibly not breathing. When police arrived, they didn't find an intruder. They found Boileau standing over his girlfriend, holding her head as he cried out for help. Whether it was panic, remorse, or sheer terror would remain to be seen, but the story began to dynamically unfold for the officers that were there and obviously for Boileau.
There's one in her lap. I need medics right now. No! No! I knew we should have been fucking doing this! Please, no!
Somebody's over here.
She has one. I don't know why we're fucking doing this. She kept trying to fucking teach me. No! I didn't want her to fucking be doing it.
And you say the handgun that you took from Miss Wright's lap had no magazine and was not otherwise loaded as far as you could tell.
I did not know if it was loaded or not.
Right. But it had no magazine.
Had no magazine in it.
What followed was an investigation in how a trained law enforcement officer could commit the most fundamental and fatal error, killing the woman he loved with a rifle he believed was empty. I'm familiar with the state of Florida's curriculum when it comes to the Basic Recruit Training Academy. I was a certified firearms instructor. And chief among the rules is you always keep your gun pointed downrange, meaning you don't point it at anybody. And if you do point it at somebody, it's because you intend to use it on them. You should always assume that your gun is loaded until you can prove otherwise. But accidents do happen. That's why we've had these rules. So if you're going to understand the legal battle, we got to understand the two people at the center of this tragedy. Leslie Dale Boileau was 32 years old at the time, and he'd built a life around law enforcement. For 8 years, he served as a deputy with the Marion County Sheriff's Office, and his career demanded proficiency and respect for firearms. You're required to do an annual qualification, and that's regulated by the state, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, or the Criminal Justice Standards and Training Commission. So at a minimum, he qualified every year with his guns, and there is a refresher within there about the rules of the range before you even step out on the range. This professional background sets a high standard of care. He wasn't a novice. He was more of an expert than the average Joe citizen. By all accounts, when he was Deputy Boileau, he was well respected and well liked. He didn't have any excessive force complaints that we could find, and his career ended immediately upon his arrest and his termination from the Marion County Sheriff's Office. His girlfriend, Polina Wright, the victim, she was 25 years old. Her family remembered her as the most loving and caring person. She was a beam of light to all that knew her. Let's hear Leslie, or Dale as he is known, describe how they met while he's on the stand.
How did you meet Polina Wright?
We initially met on a dating app, and then we eventually met in person downtown a couple weeks after.
How did the first meeting go?
Went well.
Did you begin to see each other at that point?
Yeah.
At the time of her death, how long had you been dating Polina?
About 2 years.
Tell us about her.
She was a great person. She was modest. She was respectful. She was loyal. She encouraged me to be a better person. She was just naturally beautiful.
Had you met her parents?
I did.
How often would you see her parents?
Every now and then.
Did they live in Marion County?
No, they didn't.
Where did they live?
I believe it's Citrus County, Florida City.
Did you have some knowledge of Paulina's upbringing?
Yeah, she told me.
What did she tell you?
She went basically through her entire childhood. We both did. She was adopted from Russia when she was 6 or 7. She has a twin sister and a brother that was adopted with her.
So the Wrights adopted her
Yeah,
from Russia.
yeah.
Did she have other siblings within the Wright family?
Yeah, she did.
Was she working in September 2024?
She was.
What was she do? What did she do for a living?
She worked as basically, I would say, a secretary for a company out in the shore. She did their billing and purchasing and payroll and stuff like that. She was working on, actually in September, transferring over to a new job.
Do you know?
According to Boileau's statement, Polina was the catalyst for that night. You see, they had been out doing their normal errands. It was a Thursday night. Thursday night football was on. It was the Giants and the 49ers in San Francisco. Friday was going to be a long work weekend for Dale. So they ran their errands. They found a package of gun cleaning supplies on the doorstep as they walked right past the Marion County Sheriff's Office patrol vehicle that was in the driveway. So they go inside and open up this box, and it's got the gun cleaning supplies. The problem is, right before that, they had been to dinner at one of their favorite Mexican restaurants, apparently, and it was 2 for $1, and they ordered 3 rounds. So they each had 3 margaritas. So while he was dealing with this package of gun cleaning supplies and his firearms were in the house, she asked him, "I want you to teach me how to use them." And it was this desire for a lesson that turned a very quiet night into a very unfortunate and tragic, fatal encounter. The night of the shooting is recounted entirely through Leslie Boileau's statement to police. The physical evidence completely supports this terrifying sequence of events. There's no reason to disbelieve him, though a lot of people do.
I'm going to show defense what's been previously marked as R for identification purposes.
No objection.
If you don't mind, can you open this up and just let me know if you recognize that? Do you recognize that?
Yes,
What is that?
the shell casing.
And is that in the same or substantially similar condition as when you recovered it?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this point in time, state we move in evidence what's been previously marked as states R, bless you, bless you again, states R for identification as states 18.
No objection.
States Exhibit R will be admitted into evidence as States Exhibit 18.
And if I may publish that to the jury.
Yes, sir.
The evening began with dinner at a local restaurant. It was a Mexican restaurant where both Boileau and Wright consumed 3 margaritas each. They returned home between 10 and 10:30, and this alcohol consumption became central to the prosecution's argument because they argued there was an impairment of judgment. Back at the residence, this impromptu training session began, and it involved 2 weapons, a 9mm Glock handgun and an AR-15. The 9mm Glock was the off-duty gun that Boileau carried everywhere he went. So Dale noticed that Polina was handling the Glock and it was fully loaded. He responsibly cleared it of all ammunition as you tend to do in training. Moments later, though, that caution vanished, and he admitted that they were, quote, pointing them at each other, end quote. That's a clear breach of the foundational rule to never point a weapon at anybody. There is no need to do that.
When this was happening, did you say you got on dinner? Yeah, we went out to dinner. We're doing lost Mexican restaurant, lost Fingers, turned from baseline. Well, yeah. What time do you go to that? Between the 8:30 and do one dinner. Get the packages for your guns, your cleaners on the table. And some packages. Now this was like the cleaning materials and stuff. So you got your cleaning materials. You guys started talking about how she wants to learn how to. And what does she want to learn specifically? Just anything about it? Yeah, just general stuff. She wanted to go to coverage. You're sitting there and teaching her how to, I'm assuming, look at their sites and all that. Now, does that rifle that you have, does that have like a sight or anything on it? Or red dot? Okay. Was the red dot on at any point? I turned it on. She was looking at it before. Was that turned off when you got it? Like when you charged it? Or was it still on? I don't know shit about red dots here. It sounds funny, but I don't know shit about it.
He then took the rifle and he dry fired it once, thinking it was safe. However, on the second attempt, he forgot that he inserted a loaded magazine and the trigger was pulled. The rifle fired one live round, and that single shot struck Polina Wright in the forehead, killing her instantly.
Did you show that to her and explain it to her?
Yes.
With that rifle?
Yes.
Did you give her something to aim at?
Yes.
What did you tell her?
The picture on the wall.
Where was the picture?
A couple feet next to me.
Okay. Behind you and away from you?
Yeah.
You didn't ask her to point the rifle at you?
No.
And you never pointed the rifle at her?
No.
And you weren't playing cops and robbers with guns?
No.
What did she think of the rifle?
She didn't really care for it. It was too heavy.
All right. So when she was done with the rifle, what happened?
I put it back together and I laid it on the end of the table. And that's when she picked up my handgun.
Where was the handgun?
It was just laying on the table.
Tell us what happened when she picked up the handgun.
Well, when I was laying down the rifle, I look up and she's holding the handgun. And obviously I knew that gun was loaded because it's the one I took to dinner. So I asked her to hand it to me, which she did, and I unloaded it, and then I handed it back to her.
Okay. And how did you unload it?
Taking the magazine out and ejecting the one that's in the chamber.
And where did you put the magazine and the round you ejected?
I just set it on the table.
On your side?
Yeah. Well, I was on that side of the table at that point.
Okay. Now, when you handed her the rifle, did you hand her the weapon loaded?
No.
Did she ever have the ammunition for the rifle?
No.
When you handed her the handgun, was there any ammunition with it?
No.
So that both of them were safe when you handed them to her?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do with, what did she do, and what did you show her to do with the handgun?
Well, I demonstrated first how to hold the handgun. I pointed it at the wall, like to the right of her, where the chalkboard was. Showed her how to hold it, showed her how to pull the trigger. Showed her how to work the action of the handgun, and then I handed it back to her.
Okay. Now, was all this going on because you wanted to teach her how to handle a handgun, or did she ask you to do this?
She was inquisitive. I had mentioned to her in the past that she needed to learn home defense, basically. I was like, I'd pay for a class, like I'd go with you. She made it sound like she had never touched a gun before, so I was like, there's always guns around my house because of my job, so I was like, you need to learn that type of stuff. She always kind of put it off. Didn't really show any interest until that night.
How did the rifle end up back in your hands?
I remembered I didn't do a function test on it when I put it back together. I was allowing her to kind of do her thing with the handgun. I didn't want to overwhelm her. So I was just, and we were just sitting there talking, and I was watching the football game.
Okay. And when you picked the rifle up, it had a magazine in it. Did it not?
Yes.
Because that's the way you had put it down.
Yeah.
Because when you put it down, did you intend to be done with it the first time? So how do you put up that weapon when it's clean and you're going to put it away?
I just put a magazine in it. I don't charge it. That's how we keep our rifles at the sheriff's office. We don't keep one in the chamber. And I typically just go store it.
And charge, what is that?
It means round in the chamber.
Okay. Does an AR style rifle have a different sort of way to load around?
Yes.
Explain it.
It has a charging handle where a handgun has a slide. Very similar, I guess, action you could say, but different at the same time.
So when you had put the rifle down on the table, there was no bullet in the chamber.
Correct.
And it had a full magazine.
I don't keep, the magazine can hold 30 rounds. I don't
So
keep
you're 5 short.
Yeah, I don't keep it fully loaded.
And that's to preserve the spring in the magazine?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had 25 rounds in it.
Yes.
All right. And when you picked it back up, while she's doing the dry fire thing with the handgun, how did you hold it?
I picked it up while watching the TV, and I was holding it like this.
Stand up to make sure all the
I was holding it like this.
So you were kind of cradled.
Yeah.
So the magazine was down. Okay. And what was your intention? What were you going to do with it?
I was trying.
What is this function test you're talking about?
So when you disassemble a rifle and you put it back together, you have to do a function test to ensure that you put it back together correctly. If you didn't put it back together correctly, it's not going to fire the next time you need it to fire.
All right. And describe or explain the steps in this function test.
The bolt's forward, obviously. You have to pull the trigger and hold the trigger and then charge it. Release the trigger and pull the trigger again. And you're listening for the hammer to drop on the firearm to make sure you assembled it correctly. Because if you did not assemble it correctly, it's not going to make that click sound.
So you got it cradled in your arms.
Yeah.
Barrel off to your left.
Yeah.
Okay. You're sitting across the table.
Yeah.
And you're kind of watching TV.
Yeah.
And you said you're listening for a clip. So did you either put your head down to the rifle or bring the rifle up to your head?
Both. Like, it was because I was listening more so for a sound. And you can't really see what you're looking for type of deal. It's internal.
Okay. So you have to listen for it.
Yeah.
When you pulled the trigger the first time, what happened?
What was supposed to happen? You heard a click.
And then when you charged it and pulled the trigger the second time,
That's when it went off.
I know you know now where the barrel is pointing. Were you looking at Polina when you were doing that?
No, I was looking at the TV.
What did you do after you realized she was hit?
Called 911.
Did you go to her?
And that single shot struck Polina Wright right in the forehead, killing her instantly. So the investigation began immediately upon their arrival. It actually started when Leslie Dale Boileau called 911. But the first responders showed up at the house, and they had to rush past the marked patrol car that was sitting in the driveway to get to the inside to get help to Dale. The first responders secured a very chaotic scene. They noticed guns laying all over the place, sort of, and not to mischaracterize it. They also noticed Dale was distraught. He was holding his girlfriend's head, and he had blood on his hands.
Where'd you put the gun at?
It's all in there.
What kind of gun was it?
The AR on the counter, and she has the pistol in her lap.
Okay, which is the gun that went off?
The AR. Fuck, I told her. God damn it.
What did you see happen?
I was cleaning the guns. We were pointing them at each other.
During the cleaning process, or what was going on?
She was like, I want you to teach me how to use them. I want you to teach me how to use them. I was like, okay, we will. We were pointing them at each other, and mine went off.
And you were holding the AR at this? Yes. All right. Just gonna hold what we got.
I know it looks really fucking bad. I didn't fucking want this to happen. I told her I did not want this to happen. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to fucking train her in the fucking house like this. Because she has no fucking gun experience.
5673.
God damn it.
Hey, do you have your, you want to drop the tailgate that you can just have a seat? There we go. Yeah,
how is she doing?
I don't know. I'm out here with you, man. I know the medics are in there. They're working on her now, okay?
You work for MCSO? Yes. Yeah. How long you been with MCSO now?
8 years.
8 years.
Fuck, I know better. Oh, God damn it. I can't believe this is happening right now.
Are the roads clear enough for them to get through?
I know fucking better. Why the fuck was I doing? No.
Paulina was deceased in the chair. They noted blood throughout the kitchen.
What city and county was this located in?
It was in Marion County, Ocala.
Okay. And now, do you and crime scene technician McDaniel end up going inside of the home?
Yes.
And when you guys go inside of the home, kind of walk us through what is the first thing you do when processing or documenting a crime scene?
The first thing you do is either you video the home or you take photographs.
And did you take photographs in this case?
Yes.
And did you take photographs of the entirety of the inside of the house, the outside of the house, and the scene?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the purpose of those evidence markers that we see in this photograph? Is it to kind of draw our attention to those items?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to go through that. Do you end up collecting the items that are at each evidence marker?
Yes.
Okay. So let's kind of go through those one by one. I'm going to go to photograph 2. Can you just tell the members of the jury what we're looking at here?
It is a 9mm Glock firearm.
And did you end up collecting that firearm?
Yes.
Now, when I'm asking you the question of do you collect these items for evidence, can you kind of walk us just briefly through that process of what that means to collect items and how that's stored in evidence and what that looks like?
So when you collect an item, you place it in a bag, whether it be plastic or paper, depending on what the evidence is, and then you will submit it into the case file at the police department.
And Your Honor, I'm going to now show defense what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit H for identification.
So the evidence collected corroborated Boileau's story. Glock was found in the victim's lap. The AR-15 rifle lay nearby. A magazine with live rounds and a spent casing were covered. That's important. There was a single spent casing. At the scene, Boileau admitted, "I know this looks really bad." He confirmed again we were pointing them at each other. Later in formal interviews, he described his conduct with one word: sloppy. And that probably secured his prosecutorial fate. So this trial really hinged on one question. Was this a tragic accident, or was this culpable negligence? Culpable negligence would mean that he has some culpability. He has responsibility for what he did, and the negligence part would be, should he have been handling this gun in the first place, especially after 3 margaritas? The prosecution argued that Boileau's recklessness was a complete disregard for human life. He should have known the outcome, in other words.
Assuming a firearm was unloaded, pointed at the victim, and pulled the trigger. And that intentional act, that decision to pull the trigger, caused a projectile to travel down the barrel of a rifle, strike the victim in the forehead, travel through her brain, exited the back of her skull, and lodge itself in the kitchen wall directly behind her head. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we're here, and that's why the defendant is charged with manslaughter. During the course of this trial, you are not going to hear any evidence that the defendant planned to kill the victim, or that he acted with some premeditated design, or that he even intended to kill the victim. That's why he's not charged with first-degree murder. During the course of this trial, you are not going to hear any evidence that the night this all happened, the victim and the defendant were engaged in some big argument or some big fight, or that the defendant was acting with hatred, spite, ill will, or evil intent towards the victim. That's why he's not charged with second-degree murder. The evidence you're going to hear is that the defendant, assuming a rifle was unloaded, pointed it at another person and intentionally pulled the trigger, causing the death of Polina Wright. That's why he's charged with manslaughter.
They played the 911 call, they showed the crime scene photos, and they emphasized he had extensive law enforcement training, at a minimum, at least once a year when he had to qualify. They said that an 8-year deputy knows better than to drink and to point weapons at people and to fail to check the chamber. In an effort to mitigate it, the defense argued that it was a catastrophic lapse in memory, not intent. They pointed to his cooperation, they pointed to his remorse, and the fact that the evidence corroborated his whole story, meaning he had nothing to hide. He was remorseful about what he did, and he was very cooperative.
And the evidence will show that he consistently told them that it was an accident. But the state says he said they were pointing the guns at each other. The first time he said that was moments after being rushed out of the house in the company of 6 or 7 uniformed Ocala police officers and standing out in the yard while he was nearly hyperventilating, crying, screaming Polina's name, throwing himself on the ground. In the midst of that, what happened, man? We were pointing the guns at each other and it went off. Not one of them asked him to describe that. What does that mean? Pointing the guns at each other and it went off. Nobody asked.
So the jury returned a verdict.
I understand that the jury has reached a verdict. Counsel, you all can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Ma'am, I trust you're the foreperson?
Yes.
You hand the verdict form to the bailiff, please. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Boileau, will you please stand for the reading of the verdict? Madam Clerk.
Verdict. You, the jury, find as follows as the defendant in this case. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter. Did the state prove beyond a reasonable doubt that during the commission of the offense, the defendant personally carried, displayed, used, threatened to use, or attempted to use a firearm? Yes. So say we all, day this first day of October 2025.
Guilty of manslaughter. They found that he personally carried and used a firearm during the offense, and that finding actually reclassified the crime from a second-degree to a first-degree felony. Manslaughter with a firearm in the state of Florida is a level 8 offense. And the mandatory minimum sentence is 11 and a half years in state prison. The maximum is 30 years. So where does it go from here? The verdict brought the trial to a close, though I would argue there will never be any closure for Polina's family and probably never any closure for Dale. He's going to have to live with this for the rest of his life, and I think he knows that.
Dale, have you thought about what happened that night and the mistakes that you made?
Plenty.
Every day?
Pretty much.
And I'm pretty certain he's aware of that, just judging by his actions and reactions. But it left larger questions about accountability, gun safety, and the tragic price of human error. People make mistakes. This one was deadly. And the jury's verdict confirmed the truth. When a professional standard of care is breached so fundamentally, the consequences will be measured in years of prison time. Polina Wright lost her life due to a fatal lapse of judgment, and the jury found Boileau guilty of manslaughter. So obviously he's going to face that minimum of 11 and a half years in prison. The sentencing was put off until after the holidays, perhaps, but he was remanded into custody that moment. On behalf of my partner, John, and I, thank you for watching the Comm Center. You know, what if I told you that we broke down a similar case? A similar case where eerily the voice was elevated and the dispatcher misidentified the male caller as a female, and he was running for his life. You can check that case out right here.